Well, hello, and welcome to our next installment of Education Elevated. My name is Marc Schaffer, proud superintendent of the Thompson School District. Today I'm joined by two outstanding leaders here in the Thompson School District who support our Career Tech Ed program as well as our business partnerships. So I'm joined today with Andy Stevens and Susan Scott, and I'm going to have them each introduce themselves to you. If you want to tell us your role here in the Thompson School District, maybe a little bit about your background, and what is your favorite cereal? Susan Scott, we're going to start with you.
Okay. Hello, I'm Susan Scott. I am our district's business community coordinator, and my role is primarily working with our business and organizations in our community to develop opportunities for students to explore careers, to build skills, to get jobs, and to really figure out what they'd like to do in the future. I've been with TSD 8 years, and the job has changed over time, and I really enjoy connecting people and making that connection for a student. My favorite cereal is Frosted Flakes.
Ooh, good choice.
A good one. Yes, good afternoon. I'm Andy Stevens. I'm the Director of Career and College Readiness for Thompson School District. This is my third year with the district, and in my role, I oversee three primary areas: all of our CTE curricular programming, all of our work-based learning opportunities, and also all of our concurrent enrollment, so college credit earning possibilities for students while still enrolled in our district. Prior to joining Thompson School District, I was a business and marketing teacher and a golf coach and did some building level administrative work. And my favorite cereal is Lucky Charms.
Great, good choice. I was thinking what my favorite one is. I'd have to go back to Count Chocula. Remember that one?
Yes.
Yep. I'm not sure they make it anymore, but
They do at Halloween time. You can find it.
Awesome. Well, the three of us actually have something in common. We all have children here in the Thompson School District. So not only are we employees, proud employees, but we also have our students attending here.
For sure.
So before we jump in and talk a little bit about Career Tech Ed and other business partnerships, we're going to be using some acronyms. We're really good at educationese here. And so two of the terms we're going to be using will be CTE and TCC. So who wants to define those and just basically what do they stand for?
Sure, I can shed some light on that. So CTE stands for Career and Technical Education, which is the branch of education that includes everything from workplace skill development to technical skill acumen. In the state of Colorado, we have the career cluster model. All of our CTE curriculums fit into one of those 6 career clusters. And the TCC is our Thompson Career Campus, which is a dedicated career and technical school. It lives on the physical campus with Harold Ferguson High School. And it is a opportunity for our students to explore and advance their education in currently 4 pathways during the day. We're adding a 5th one next year, which I hope to talk more about, and also an AI pathway after school as well. So the TCC is just another awesome programming opportunity here in the district.
Thank you. So CTE has been around for quite some time here in the Thompson School District, and I know we have many pathways, programs, and offerings, not only at the career campus, but really at our comprehensive high schools as well, and quite honestly, I think at our middle schools. Approximately how many pathways courses do we have collectively here in the district? And we're not going to list them all, but what are some of the more interesting, intriguing ones?
So we have almost 30 programs district-wide in those 6 career clusters that I referenced. And everything from culinary and hospitality to business and marketing to agriculture sciences. We are working on advanced manufacturing offerings and expanding those. Next year, as I mentioned, we're entering into the public safety space with an EMT pathway. So that'll be a new pathway offering. Currently in the district, we have 7 district pathways that we oversee as a team. And those include advanced manufacturing, construction, skilled trades, health sciences, IT, cybersecurity, the AI pathway that I mentioned after school. We also have at Thompson Valley High School, we have a district pathway in auto and welding. And then at Loveland High School, we have our future educator pathway, which is where we are preparing the next generation of educators, hopefully for Thompson School District. So those 7 pathways are open to any student 9 through 12 district-wide, and continuing to find new ways to reach those audiences.
So you mentioned TCC, Thompson Career Campus, and again, we're acronym heavy. You mentioned EMT. So really excited about this. Can you talk a little bit about the genesis behind this, how it came to be? We're launching it in 25-26 school year. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So the Thompson School District received a $2 million donation from 2 of our community partners, Larimer County and the Bohemian Foundation. And we recognized that in Northern Colorado, there was not an EMT pathway available to high school students. And so we really wanted to create a regional pathway that will really be the first of its kind at a high school level, where students are able to begin working towards ultimately becoming a licensed EMT. It'll be a 2-year pathway. Year 1 will be primarily focused on earning all of the science prerequisites, concurrent enrollment credit through Ames Community College. And then at the end of the first year, they will become an EMR, an emergency medical responder, which is an industry certification. And then in year 2, they will complete the actual EMT certification. So they'll do clinical hours that Susan and her team will help arrange and set up. And then ultimately, they'll sit for the National Registry exam for EMT, where once they pass that and turn 18 years of age, they are then eligible to be hired as an EMT, hopefully locally, but that is a national certification. So if they're interested in moving, that certification will transfer anywhere in the United States.
And there's a lot of energy and synergy around this. I mean, I know you mentioned Ames Community College as a partner. Who else within our community is really invested in this and helping to support this pathway?
Yeah, great question. So from an industry perspective, Thompson Valley EMS is our primary kind of industry partner, if you will. They have signed on to support us with teaching and staffing. There is a national requirement for students to do a certain number of hours from a clinical perspective that involve being on an ambulance, riding on an ambulance, helping trained EMTs and paramedics. They've offered to allow our students to access their ambulances for that experience. So they're a big partner. The other regional, from an education perspective, we're also offering this pathway to students from Estes Park and Poudre School District. So because we are the first kind of high school EMT program in the region, we wanted to make sure that students from other districts had that opportunity to participate. And that was also part of the spirit of the donation from Bohemian and the county. They wanted students from all over the region to benefit, not just Thompson School District students. So we've designed the pathway. It's going to have about 20 seats in the first year. So we'll reserve, again, primarily the seats for Thompson students, but also some students for Poudre and for Estes Park as well.
Great. Susan Scott, welcome to the conversation. We're gonna start including you. I've got a number of questions that are right in your area.
Alrighty.
So we're going to shift our focus a bit and talk about our partnerships with local businesses and the business community. So my first question is, how do we cultivate and develop business partnerships?
By hand. It's definitely a very personal and individualized process. It's meeting with organizations that are aligned with the different pathways that we have and the different career clusters that students are interested in. But it's also engaging with people that might hear about what we do and have a business that's very unique and You just sit down and have a conversation and find out what might be possible for a student. We also have a regional person that is connected with the grant that Andy mentioned that contributes in our whole county to our business work-based learning network.
That's great.
Yeah.
So we're gonna dive deeper, and
Okay.
so I know we have just a number of business partnerships, a plethora, many. What are a few of the more interesting or unique partnerships we currently have here in the Thompson School District?
It really varies what comes across my plate every day. I really value the partnership that we have with the city of Loveland because it goes to a lot of different levels. I think a lot of times when people think about career and college readiness, they think about high school students, but we are always focused on the pipeline to the pipeline and exposing elementary students and middle school students as well to all the things that are coming to them. City of Loveland has been wonderful in hosting a tour for first graders where they get to explore careers right in the community and visit police and fire and parks and rec and public works. We have middle school opportunities for middle school students to explore, and then within high school, some real great focus partnerships related to power and water, as well as opportunities every year for students to work within parks and rec, and just really happy to partner with lots of different departments within the city of Loveland to develop different levels that meet their needs. We have an IT apprentice. We have a student that was hired out of their apprenticeship for a full-time position with the city's IT department. So it really varies with the depth of how students can explore in the different age too.
That's great. And as we think about the way that students engage, exciting to hear that we have, students as young as first grade taking field trips and learning, and as students matriculate through elementary and middle school, they can visit or see. Talk to us a little bit about maybe some internship opportunities or how students actually, or clinical experiences. How are students working or engaging directly with businesses?
We have students doing all sorts of things. We just finished up our interviews for our own social media interns for our own department, and excited to send those emails this afternoon, letting those students know that they've been offered a position and to help promote CTE and work-based learning and all the things we do from students to students. And I'm going to be feeling really old soon once they all show me all the things I don't know. We have students right now in interviews with Banner Health for all sorts of interviews at McKee Medical Center, internships at McKee Medical Center, things that are more clinical, things that are more back behind the scenes. We have students completing job shadows with all sorts of businesses, and that's kind of a one-to-one. If there's something that it's not currently in our Zello work-based learning database, we go out and find it for them. So really, any career cluster, any kind of experience, students are doing it.
And you mentioned Zello, so we're not going to let that get away.
Sure.
What is Zello?
So Zello is our career and college readiness platform that we use in Thompson School District. It has opportunities for students, and we do have some in elementary using it, but primarily 6th through 12th grade. Every school has it, and opportunities for students to explore careers, really learn about who they are, and then who am I in relation to the world of work. Explore colleges, explore majors, and it has the added bonus of a work-based learning platform added onto it. And that is a posting board where we post opportunities for students and for educators. If they're looking for a guest speaker, if an educator is looking for a field trip, businesses offer those as well. The unique thing about this platform is the work-based learning platform of it we share regionally. So Poudre School District got it started. We joined on Estes Park, Colorado Early College, Fort Collins High School, Weld RE4, Weld RE5, and most recently this year, District 6. So we have about 24,000 high school students using this platform. There's a person like me at every one of those districts contributing opportunities to the system. And so there's so many opportunities throughout Larimer and Weld that our students can take advantage of.
How do we continue to build and grow our business partnerships? How do they engage with you, or how do you engage with them?
Sure. I'm always happy to field emails and questions and just individual referrals, which I do quite a bit. I'm happy to come speak to different organizations and present about what Andy and I do and what our department does, and focus on work-based learning or chat about whatever they'd like to in the world of career and college. Truly, we're open to however someone would like to engage.
That's great. So Andy, Susan did a great job illuminating a lot of the things. Anything that you would want to extend on or share?
When we think about Zello, there's some new legislation that recently passed with the State Board of Education around ICAP, which is Individual Career and Academic Plan. And Zello is going to be the platform in Thompson School District where student ICAPs are going to live. And so starting in the 25-26 school year, students in grades 6 through 12 will be participating in a myriad of events, activities, projects that will be a part of their overall ICAP. The job shadows that Susan has talked about. We host an 8th grade career expo every year at the Thompson Career Campus. That's part of their ICAP. So all of those experiences and opportunities and interest surveys and personality inventories and all of the things that we do as part of a student's ICAP, those will all be housed in that Zello platform. So we're really going to make a strong push to help our students and families understand what Zello is, because to this point it has been, kind of an ancillary tool that has been used, but it really is time for it to become mainstream, and for every student and every family in our district to, be logging into Zello multiple times a week, because it truly is going to help shape what our students can do beyond the schoolhouse. And so we're really excited for that. Zello is built specifically as a platform to house those types of things. They do it internationally, so they're very well versed, very supportive of us as a district. And as Susan mentioned, because it really is adopted regionally, it's a great opportunity for our students to network with businesses, not only within our district, but truly within the region. And that's just exciting and something that I'm really proud of the work we're doing there.
Thank you. So the beauty about podcasting is telling stories.
Yeah.
And so in a minute, I'm going to ask each of you to tell a story. We can go, whoever would like to go first.
Sure.
Andy, I'd like you, if you could share a story about a student, someone who is currently experiencing career tech ed. We can refer to the student as a student, and then Susan, I'd love to hear a story about just a current business partnership. It can be any business, and just a story about how they're engaging and working with us. So whoever would like to go first.
So I met a student last week who is in high school, and due to some family circumstances has found themselves having to be not only the primary caretaker for themselves, but also for a younger sibling. And that student is a member of our culinary program at the high school where they attend. And they have really taken the opportunity to become involved in those culinary classes. They're in our Pro Start program, which is a specialized culinary program that we offer at 2 of our high schools. And this student has been able to take those experiences and is now the head chef at a restaurant here in town, and is using that job not only to take what they've learned in the classroom, but it has turned it into a career that they are now able to support not only themselves, but the younger sibling that they find themselves kind of responsible for. And I think that's truly the beauty of career and technical education, is that it helps students build skills for life beyond the schoolhouse that allows them to become contributing members of our community. And it just warmed my heart, candidly, to hear that story and to know that that program that I have a small part of being responsible for, was able to provide that for that student. So, and I know there are lots of other stories similar to that, but it was just a student that I had met last week and was very impressed by their story.
That is super powerful and quite heartwarming and moving. Thank you for sharing.
Very.
All right, Susan, the bar is high. Maybe you should have had you go first.
Wow, I didn't know that you were going to tell that kind of story. one of our long-term partners is UC Health Radiology, and they're another organization that offers things to students at different levels and is willing to adapt and change as student needs adapt and change. And that's always tricky because we want to honor both the business needs and the business desires as well as our student needs and desires, and those don't always line up. UC Health Radiology offers an internship to juniors and seniors every year, and it is a unique internship where students get to research and present about the different modalities of radiology, like CT scans, MRIs, ultrasound, and then they get to shadow. And it's not just shadowing in the imaging department, they get to shadow throughout the hospital. They're in the operating room, they're in labor and delivery, they're in the emergency room, and they're really getting to see firsthand what a radiologic technologist does. In addition, UC Health Radiology participates every year in an event called Get Into the Guts of Healthcare, or GUTS as we like to call it. And that's a really unique event in Northern Colorado that is for middle school students rather than high school, where a lot of the big events are for high school. This is a middle school event. Students get to tour the Healthcare Career Center at Front Range Community College, and then they get to visit different business tables that are interactive and shows them that it's not just doctors and nurses as the healthcare path. And so UC Health Radiology is always there. They always have multiple tables. They're showing off ultrasound. They're showing off interventional radiology. They're there when I've had students faint at that event who determine healthcare is not in my future, that I cannot handle this small demonstration, so I maybe won't be working in a hospital in the future. So they're just really wonderful partners that are always willing to do different things to show off that career path, because it is a high need career area, and they've even hosted paid internships in the summer that are organized regionally throughout our area. So just people that are always willing to at least hear an idea, at least think about it, try something out a little bit different, and really have this passion about, I love my job and I want to show students this is a really cool future for them. Yeah.
That's also a great story. So
thank you.
Susan. So we know that the Thompson Career Campus hosts high school students, and most of our CTE programs, all of our CTE programs that are housed at the high schools also support our high school students. Mm-hmm. But you both really talked about how we're illuminating these pathways early on at elementary and middle school so that students can begin thinking about career clusters, opportunities, future, at an early age. Zello was one example. Talk to us a little bit more about the specific things the district is doing to bring CTE awareness at the middle and elementary grades.
I would be remiss not to mention our 8th grade career expo that's coming up in about a month. That's February 20th and 21st, and we are actively looking for business partners and college and training providers to come and show off what they do to our 8th grade students. All 900 students will be coming through the Thompson Career Campus over 2 days, and they'll get to try out the TCC pathways with those TCC high school students, and they will get to visit different booths and try some things out for themselves. That's one event that happens, but there's a lot of different things that happen throughout that middle schoolers are available.
Yeah, and I think something really cool about that 8th grade career expo is this year we're trying a new model where it's feeder based. So we really, last year, every 8th grader came on the same day, and we just had a big smorgasbord of opportunities for kids. And I don't think it necessarily landed from a market intentionality. And so this year what we've done is we've split it out over 2 days, and it's going to be feeder based. So if you go to Walt Clark Middle School and you know that in 9th grade you're going to be at Thompson Valley, the Thompson Valley CTE programs are going to be there specifically for you to interact with them, to start learning about, like, boy, next year when I'm in 9th grade, what are some of the opportunities at the high school where I'm going to be at that are available to me? Instead of just saying, like, well, every high school is here and it's overwhelming and I don't know which, So we're happy about that change. Mm-hmm. And I think the other thing too that we're consistently trying to do is just provide exposure and opportunities for students around new and exciting careers. So something that comes to mind for me is, we call them drones, but technically that's the nickname for unmanned aerial systems. And we have students now that are in various clubs and activities where drones are being used. But to this point, we haven't really had curricular offerings. And we certainly have not had pathways where drones are accessible. And so working on trying to increase that exposure to, okay, we know you like drones and you're in the drone club, but what does that actually mean for, again, life beyond the schoolhouse? And what kind of jobs are there actually out there for people who become a drone pilot? And so really starting to work with our post-secondary partners, various high school programs, so that our elementary and middle school students know, oh, there's a drones club in my middle school. That's going to actually lead to a potential career in some sort of unmanned aerial system. So always trying to find those new and innovative careers that we can help our students learn. A lot of middle school students don't know that you can be a social media marketer. And now we have an internship for high school students to be social media marketers. And so just always trying to find those new and innovative opportunities for students in all grades, candidly, K-12, which is always exciting.
Which is a great segue to my second to last question. So what's next? So as we think ahead to either next school year or even just in the near future, where are we going here in the Thompson School District as it pertains to career tech ed as well as our business partnerships?
I think there's a lot of opportunity internally within our district for students that is untapped. The ITS department has done an incredible job with their internship and apprenticeship for students to explore that computer support tech pathway. And we just have gotten our apprenticeship registered, and I'm looking forward to talking with other departments throughout TSD about opportunities for a registered apprenticeship and really growing your own talent over, a 2 or 3 year period. Rebecca Beckett, who supervises those ITS interns and apprentices, we get to present together at the National Work-Based Learning Conference for ACTE this spring about growing your own, about talking about these social media interns, our past future educator apprentices. We have interns working within our facilities department with our stage and auditoriums in the summer. So I think there's a lot of really great opportunities, especially for students who may not have transportation to be able to travel to do an internship.
I think in my world, when I think about two primary areas, curriculums, I mentioned drones and UAS. I want to see a pathway developed for those UAS opportunities. I also want to continue our foray into public safety. I want to get a fire pathway started, and I want to get a law enforcement pathway started so that down the road we have a true kind of public safety institute, much like our partners at Ames do, where we are kind of the launching pad for students to begin exploring public safety as a career. They earn some basic certifications in our programs, and then that launches them directly over to our partners at Ames to advance that career exploration and opportunity. The other thing too that I would say that we haven't talked a lot about today is concurrent enrollment, and how I would love to see the opportunity for our students to earn an associate's degree while in their high school. They don't have to travel to a different campus. They don't have to enroll in, Ames or Front Range or CSU and travel there. They can just be at their home high school, but that we have enough concurrent enrollment offerings that an associate's degree is attainable. And we're getting closer to that. We're working at a state level to kind of revamp credentialing for teachers, because right now that's our biggest sticking point is how do we get our Thompson School District staff credentialed to teach these post-secondary courses. So working on streamlining some of that with our post-secondary partners. But time and time again, I hear from families, as we know, families are exploring all the options they have in the region. And so what are we doing to ensure that we can attract those families that are seeking out that concurrent enrollment? So in addition to some new curricular offerings, I'd also like to bolster our concurrent enrollment offerings so that families truly can, if they desire, can earn an associate's degree while still in high school.
Great. So Susan and Andy, last words, anything else you'd like to share with our listening audience? Anything either that we haven't talked about or anything that you just want to illuminate even further?
Last year we chatted with business partners about kind of a mission and vision for our department, and one of kind of the phrases that came out of that was careers start here. And I really like it because I think it applies to both students, so they know that this is a place where their career can start. But also I think it applies to our community partners to know that may be the start of a new employee directly from our student body. And I think it's just exciting to be at the start of what somebody might want to do in their future.
Yeah, I would echo that. I think we are very lucky in this district that we have great support from building leadership and district leadership, and really encouragement to try new things and to innovate. And so I'm excited to see where we can go and what we can do next, because we've got a great team of CTE professionals in the district, both at the district level, at our sites, people that are passionate about career and college readiness. So I'm excited to leverage those, that human talent to really continue to innovate and offer great opportunities for our students.
Well, Susan Scott and Andy Stevens, you shared with me that you have never done a podcast before, so congratulations.
Thank you.
You can check that off your accomplishments. Really, really excellent job. And thank you to our listening audience. We appreciate engaging with you as well as sharing some of the just incredible things that we're doing here in the Thompson School District. So on behalf of my wonderful guest this afternoon and myself, Dr. Marc Schaffer, proud superintendent, thank you for joining us for this installment of Education Elevated, and join us next time when we will visit with other really exciting guests to share more about our incredible district. Thank you very much.